Noong nalaman nila na may psoriasis ako, sabi nila, galis yan.
Sabi nila baka nanunuraw ako. Kakalaro ko sa labas ng bahay.
Sabi nila baka may nakain lang daw ako na hindi maganda.
Sabi nila, sa hangin daw ito nakukuha. Mawawala rin daw to.
Sabi nila, gamitin mo ito. Magsabon ka nito. Uminom ka nito. Gagaling ka.
Sabi nila, mag-sweater na lang daw ako para walang makakita.
Sabi nila, lumayo ako. Baka nakakahawa yung balat ko.
Sabi nila, hanggang dito na lang kami.
Sabi nila, wala raw akong kasama sa labang ito. Sabi ko, nandyan kayo. Panahon na para maitama lahat ng sabi-sabi mo. Kami naman ang pakinggan niyo.
Hello! Good evening mga ka-weekenders and welcome to Wellness Weekend Philippines!
Hello! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Wellness Weekend Philippines. Hello Pilipinas! Mabuhay!
Yes, and by the way, I'm your host. I'm Carol Velasco. And with me
And I am Coach Javier. Hello!
Ayan, no? So Chris, medyo matagal-tagal din bago ako nabalik dito sa WWP. Hindi naman sa dahil kundi medyo naging super mega busy lang, no, for the past few months. Kaya, well, now is, nagbabalik, no, bilang isa sa mga host ng WWP 2.0. Yan.
Yes. Oo, Ate Carol, ganun din naman din kasi ako no. Nandyan lang ako madalas sa comment section at nanonood, madalas na nakikihay at nakikibati sa mga nanonood sa atin dito sa ating Wellness Weekend Philippines. At talaga naman exciting ang ating 41st episode ngayong gabi. Yan.
Oo, tira mo yan, no? Nakaka-41 episodes na tayo, di ba? Parang kailan lang sa season 2 natin, 41 episodes na. And medyo iba lang tayo ng format. Dati, 3 gabi. Ngayon is once a week, on a Saturday. Pero mas pinahaba ang oras natin. No? And now we're on the 41st episode, which is ang topic natin is ayan, no? World Immunization Week, no? At saka meron tayong hashtag na gagamitin. It's hashtag WWP Immunization Week and ano pa, Chris? Hashtag WWP.
And hashtag WWP Vaccines Work.
At ang meron ano to ha, itong World Immunization Week ay merong theme, which is ang theme niya is the Big Catch Up, no?
Yes.
So mostly ang pag-uusapan natin is all about immunization, and of course saan ba nag-i-start ang immunization, no? Anong stage ng ating pagiging tao dapat nag-i-start ang mga bakuna. Actually, immunization is talking about mga bakuna, no? Siguro mamaya magre-reminisce tayo kung anong mga klaseng bakuna kasi nung ano, parang lumalabas ang pagkatitas of Manila ko, di ba? Nung panahon ko, bakuna namin nun, talagang mabibilang mo lang. Ngayon, ang mga bata, meron na sila parang passport, di ba, ng mga bakuna, di ba? May mga baby book pang nalalaman tayo, okay? So, well, tayo ay nasa, like nasabi natin, 41st no, episode, and it's all about immunization. And of course, syempre, meron tayong isa sa mga the best guest natin, no, when it comes to pedia, no, sa pediatrics. Okay. Pero bago yan, Chris, ano muna ang mga kinakailangan nating ipaalam sa ating mga manonood?
Yan. Also, bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating topic for tonight, syempre, kailangan din natin i-push, no, yung ating candidate, yung candidate natin for the Miss Universe Philippines. So, we would like to show our support.
Tulog na lang yan.
Kailan ba yan, Ate Carol? May 30 yata yan, ang coronation
I
night.
think it's May 13, no? Ang May 13 is, anong araw ba siya? Is it a Sunday or
Sunday.
Or Saturday, no? Pero, yan, ang ating candidate, no? Talagang supportahan po natin, no? Tayo, pupunta kayo dun sa Miss Universe sa Philippines na apps, no? Mobile app. Meron doon, magvo-vote tayo, no? And supportahan natin si Miss Agusan del Norte sa pangalan na si Miss Hanari Sarzoso. Yan, no? So, support natin siya, no? Siya ay kapwa natin na merong psoriasis, no? Isang kabalat din si Hana, no? So, at saka siya ay katulong natin siya sa pagsulong ng advocacy. And of course, kasama natin siya nung pumunta tayo sa Congress nung committee hearing on health, no, na isa siya sa nagsulong, no, nung para maaprubahan, no, ng ating Committee on Health yung psoriasis bill natin, ano. So ayan po siya kasama ng ating founder and president and some of the officers and board of directors ng Psoriasis Philippines. Yan. So,
yes. At rin siya, Ate Carol, siya rin ang ating youth leader.
Oo, tama, no? Siya rin ang president ng ating PsorPhil Youth, no? So, medyo lang siya ngayon, medyo busy kasi syempre nasa final stretch ng pageant, no, ng Miss Universe Philippines pageant. Ayan. Okay, supportahan po natin, panuorin natin ang Miss Universe on May 13. Yan.
And also, yun nga, Ate Carol, huwag natin kalimutan na lagi nating i-vote siya. Kasi lagi for the past two, past two events nila, siya lagi pumapasok lagi sa top 5. So, ang ganda ng ito.
No? Kaya malaki ang chances natin, deal nyo, baka mamaya siya yung maging kung siya ay palarin, no? Sana siya ang palarin na mapiling Miss Universe Philippines, no? O meron tayong magiging representative sa international Miss Universe talaga, no, na kapwa-kabalat natin. Ayan. So, importante po ang suporta nating lahat. Yan. Okay? And of course,
nabanggit mo rin, Ate Carol, na we're still lobbying for the National Psoriasis Care Act tulad kanina na may pinakita natin. Yung first hearing natin sa Congress, maganda yon at na-push natin na okay sa first hearing. Please continue to support us and following all our official hashtags to create noise about our bill. Importante itong ating batas, no, Ate Carol?
Oo. Ito is pareho nating pina-follow up both in the Senate and Congress. Yan.
Congress.
Kasi dapat pasabay, no? May karon kasi dapat meron ding bill na nakapasa din sa Senate, sa Senate, then meron din tayo sa Congress, no? Tapos
Congress,
medyo mahaba-haba pa na proseso, pero hopefully with all your support, no, with all your prayers then na sumuporta para maaprubahan or mapabilis, no, yung pag-approve ng ating psoriasis bill at siya ay maging batas, which is tayo namang lahat ang makikinabang po doon. No? Wala tayong pinipili diyan, basta lahat ng may psoriatic disease kasama diyan sa makikinabang pag na-approve yung ating pinupush na psoriasis bill. Yan. Okay?
Yes. So, ang official hashtag po natin, ilagay lang natin, no, Ate Carol, ang official hashtag natin for our psoriasis bill now na hashtag Freedom from Psoriasis at hashtag Freedom for 2 million Filipinos at hashtag Freedom for 2M.
Okay. And of course, don't forget, no, naka-live tayo sa ating tatlong fan pages natin. We have the Psoriasis Philippines fan page ng Facebook. We also have with Weekend Wellness Philippines and of course on the YouTube channel ng PsorPhil. Ayan. So hopefully yung iba makaka-catch up, no? Maganda po yung topic natin, no? And so without further ado, no, sabi nga, since maganda ang topic natin, very interesting, So, let me introduce our guest for tonight. So, our guest for tonight is our guest for tonight is the president of the Pediatric Infectious Disease Society of the Philippines. She is also the chair of Immunization Community of the Philippine Pediatric Society. She's a training officer, fellowship program on pediatric infectious disease on the Philippine Children's Medical Center, and is also a columnist at the Philippine Daily Inquirer. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Fatima Ignacio-Gimenez or Doc Timmy.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Doc. Good evening.
Hello, good evening po.
Good evening, Carol. Good evening, Chris. Maraming salamat for inviting me over to celebrate with you World Immunization Week.
Okay, thank you din, Doc, for accepting our invitation. Very timely nga kasi we're celebrating the World Immunization Week. And of course, later, based sa usapan natin at the backstage, meron din kayong ipopromote or parang mga yung sabi nga, yung sinasabi natin kanina, the big catch up for May, para, and parang come Monday, it's already May, no? Kaya ang bilis ng panahon.
Bilis ng panahon.
Kaya nga po so eto na. So pag-usapan na natin, no, ang ating magandang interesting topic, no? So first question is the word itself, immunization, Doc. Ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng immunization?
Okay, so ang immunization sa atin, no, in Filipino, pagbabakuna, no? It's the giving of the vaccine, no? It's a product, okay, that will help you protect against certain diseases. Ito yung mga vaccine preventable, katulad ng diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, and recently siguro yung hot topic yung COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Oo, diba? Walang bakunang 100%, pero you can see from, personally, nakita nyo na kahit ilang COVID ka na, kung nabakuna ka na, it's not as bad, diba? Hindi yung super severe na ikaw ay may hospital, diba? Yun ang nakikita natin ngayon . So I think yan yung very real about immunization, no? But for children, kanina nga nakikinig ako sa'yo, maaga pa lang sa buhay, kailangan mo talaga ng bakuna dahil madami talaga tayong mapre-prevent na diseases katulad ng measles, no? And we're in danger of an outbreak ngayon. Kaya mayroong supplemental immunization activity na ginagawa ang Department of Health this May. So, sama-sama tayo, lahat ng caregivers, tsaka yung mga parents, no, to help support this because it's a nationwide campaign.
So parang ano po ngayon, panahon, kumbaga sabi natin, magiging panahon ng tikdas, parang ganun po, no? So,
alam mo, Carol, yun ang hindi panahon. Actually, nakakatakot nga. We're in danger of an outbreak. Kasi,
outbreak na po.
Oo, outbreak. Kasi naalala niya nung several years ago, di ba, nagkaroon ng 500% increase ng measles, di ba? Na alam niyo, di ba, we were campaigning na magbigay uli ng measles vaccine, no? Ang sa kasamaang palad kasi, Carol, kung na-survive mo yung measles, pwede kang may complication pa years after. Yung tinatawag na sclerosing encephalitis. Pamamagaya ng brain that could also lead to you dying, no? Eventually. No? And I've seen some children, nagkapasyente kami na ganyan dahil hindi sila nabigyan ng bakuna nung bata sila. So they had the natural measles. Only after 7 years, no, to suffer from this, and the child died. Hindi ko makakalimutan yan dahil nung residente ako, yan ang kasong talagang nag-impress upon me kung bakit importante magpabakuna.
So, ibig niyo sabihin, Doc, yung mga complications, it would come so many years after pag hindi ka nabakunahan.
Yan
or
sa measles.
pag nagkaroon ka ng sakit, ng measles, tapos hindi ka bakunado, then yung complications pa niya.
Oo, kasi parang persistent measles infection yan eh. No, ang nangyari dyan, you had a natural infection. Tapos yun, that's the complication. Though it is not as common, the reality is it can happen. No? So, meron din ibang mga diseases. Siguro, we'll talk about the more common ones like tetanus. Diba? Alam mo naman ang tetano, everybody knows what tetano is, diba? So yan, immediately, meron din yan incubation period. Rabies, diba? Vaccine preventable yan. Agat ka ng isang rabid dog, talagang walang pinipili yan, no? Rabies is fatal. Kaya ngayon tayo, remember, a lot of people are dog lovers, cat lovers, animal lovers, diba? And we have a lot of stray dogs din. Diba? Ang daming stray dogs dyan eh, no? So, if they're not vaccinated and they get infected with rabies and sa kasamang palad, you get bit, ang mga bata, hindi magsasabi yan dahil matatakot magsasabi kay mommy na nakagat or something, diba? Or they like to kiss their dogs. Diba? Minsan, playful nips lang yan sa mukha. You know? And the dog is not vaccinated. You know, there are so many things na kailangan malaman ng tao, no? Hindi to basta-basta a vaccine or having yourself vaccinated with all these diseases are very much life-saving. Diba? Kaya influenza for one, no? Ang influenza sa older people can also be very bad, or for pregnant women or children less than 5 years of age. And you have to get your annual flu vaccine every year. Diba?
Actually, Doc, diba kasi dati naman hindi uso yung flu vaccine. Recently lang talaga na na nadidinig natin na sa ibang bansa, meron talagang flu vaccine. Pero dito sa atin, parang recently lang na kailangan yung flu vaccine. Kaya not all talaga na nag-a-avail or nagpapaturok ng flu vaccine. Bukod nga po sa medyo mahal.
Actually, Carol, sige, sabihin ko, yung flu vaccine kasi, minsan kasi yung consciousness niyan, di ba? Ang ganda nga na sinasabi nyo ito sa akin dahil I always assume that people know. So there's still so much of awareness and knowledge. We need to have more knowledge about the different vaccines that are out there, no? This influenza vaccine has been around for years.
Opo.
No? It's just that, ito lang nga, Carol, alam mo, I'll talk about the elephant in the room. I think yung Dengvaxia controversy was the one that really stirred people's interest about vaccination. No, next is COVID. Alam mo, kaya ako parang I'd like to look at it as a way that, a wake-up call on what are the other things that we need to get protected about. Kasi, alam mo, not unless it becomes, I always say this line, not na it doesn't become real to you until it becomes personal and you experience it.
Ay,
Diba?
true, Doc. Oo.
Diba? Yung impact niyan, it doesn't become real to you unless you experience it. And then you realize, dapat pala binakunahan ko.
Kailangan.
Diba? Dapat pala nagpabakuna ako. Diba? So, ang magandang discussion to dahil alam mo, pag nagtuturo kami ng bakuna, hindi nila na-realize, kala nila it stops during the childhood period lang. After you've had your immunization, wala na yung mga dapat mong i-boost, no? Kasi nga, wala namang forever, di ba? Wala namang forever sa mga bakunang inactivated. Yung life, you hope na, like your measles vaccine na 2 doses sa buhay mo, you hope that it will give you lifelong immunity. No? But as gusto ko nga pala sabihin na good evening to everybody. Hindi ata ako good evening sa ating
So, sobrang excitement natin, Doc.
Sobrang excitement, no? At saka gusto ko lang sabihin, kabalat din ako na psoriasis ako. I had it when I was in second year high school. So that was not too long ago. Mentally, pediatric kasi ako. Pero yes, I had it. No? I had it. Kaya, bakit ko sinasabing mentally pediatric? Ayoko siguro sabihin kung gano'n na ako katanda. Tita of Manila na din ako, Carol. But I had it when I was in second year. And I can say that, as a teen, of course, you were beginning to discover yourself. Tapos, just imagine, meron kang wet dandruff, your face had all these plaques, no? Good thing I didn't have, pain, okay, in the bones, no? Yung psoriatic arthritis. But I also felt so bad, no? Yung mga kakontemporaryo ko, ang lilinis ng kanilang mga anak. Kung meron man, pimples, no? But i-compare ko yung pimple to having psoriasis, I have to tell you, it also dented my self-confidence. No? Kaya damang-dama ko yung gusto nyo i-champion ng psoriasis. So, yun. So,
and Doc, ikaw po ang namin ngayon, ang aming inspiration ngayong gabi na talaga naman pong napagtagumpayan niyo po ang psoriasis. So, di ba, napakahirap ng isang sa ano niyo po, no? Sa profession niyo bilang isang doktor, bago kayo makarating diyan sa bilang isang doktor, napaka-stressful, alam ko po 'yan. Napaka-stressful, medyo dahil syempre nag-ano po kayo, no? Maharap kayo sa maraming tao. So, paano niyo iaayos yung kayo po yung champion namin ngayon, Doc.
Tayo lahat champions. Alam mo, Chris, I have to tell everybody, when you get super tired or super stressed, diba? It comes out. Yes. I actually have one plaque in my leg right now and it's so itchy. Pero nakukuha ko pa din sa topicals, no? But I have to tell you that I have learned to live with it. That's one. Next, tama ka, Carol. I heard you say something kanina na huwag mong pagtuunan ng pansin masyado, no?
Even nakikinig pala kayo kanina.
You know why? Because, if you put too much attention to it, you miss out on the other more important things that you have to put your attention to. Right? So, for my co-psoriasis colleagues, there is so much that we can do. We cannot afford to just, be so myopic na ang malas natin, we had this, no? And I can say this, sabihin nyo, dahil Doc, controlled naman, hindi naman ganun ka, bigat yun sa inyo. But, having grown up with it and, believing and praying that, things will turn out well. Ako feeling ko, kaya ako natanggumpayang yun sa college Nag-novena pa ako niyan. Because I said, sabi ko kay Mother of Perpetual Help, why'd you give me psoriasis, Mother Mary? No? And I still have it now. So, it's a good thing the awareness is here. No? And we have to learn to live with it. And, hindi kayo exempt sa bakuna, ha? Ang mga psoriasis. Hindi kayo exempt sa bakuna,
Yes.
Actually, Doc, diba, yun ang mga tanong before, bago mag-COVID, diba? Safe ba yan? Pwede ba ang may mga psoriasis pagpabakuna ng kasi lalo na po, di ba, bago yung bakuna, wala pa talaga nakakaalam kung effective
That's
siya
true.
or kaya yun po ang isa sa mga madalas tanong ng mga may psoriasis na kung pwedeng magpabakuna ang may psoriasis.
Yeah, di ba? Can you take the vaccine, di ba? I'm very sure that's one thing na na laging tinatanong. Except kung naka-biologicals ka, no? But that's another thing na, or high dose steroids, no? Before you cannot, and remember, you can still get that kasi hindi naman ito live vaccine, itong mga COVID vaccines, kaya you can still get it. Pero you have to remember, pag immunosuppressed ka, yung ano mo, ang tawag dito, yung immunity mo would not be as robust as somebody with a perfectly normal immune system. That's what we have to remember, no? Kaya yun ang lagi kong sinasabi. Kasi may mga pasyente kaming mga naka-steroids or yung mga hematologic, mga cancer patients namin, yung inactivated vaccines katulad ng influenza, pinabibigay namin. Kasi that's, if you get influenza, you have cancer, right? In children, I can say this, no? You have to protect them. Kung hindi mo mabibigay at that time, you have to protect the people around them para hindi matransmit yung virus dun sa vulnerable. So, very important din yan. Hindi lang yung pasyente, hindi lang ikaw. Kung hindi man mabibigay for one reason or another, let's say, HIV, hindi mabigay yung bakuna, at least yung mga tao around the patient should be fully immunized para hindi nahawa. So yan.
Yes, Doc. I remember nga nung there was a time na talagang, kasi I was diagnosed with CA then before. Tapos, ang sinabi talaga sa akin ng mga doctors ko, you have to get your flu vaccine, your pneumonia vaccine. Kasi, parang yun protection din para sa'yo. Parang gano'n, ang sabi sa akin. So, ako masunurin naman ako. Sige. Siyempre, sino bang hindi, di ba? Nakakatakot din, di ba? So, yun po, no? Like na, sabi nga natin, ang bakuna is hindi lang pang-adult, pero much, di ba? Mas importante sa mga bata. So, at what age po talaga dapat nag-start magpabakuna?
First of all, Carol, thank you ha. Alam mo, I think misreal sa mga tao pag may mga kwentong ganyan. Ikaw, may kwento ka na. You had cancer, the doctor told you have to have an annual influenza vaccine, you have to have, your pneumococcal vaccine. So, for our viewers out there, we cannot overemphasize why we need to vaccinate. So, kailan ka nagpapabakuna? So, let's say for the pediatric age group, kasi pediatrician ako, gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo, ang hepatitis B sa atin, laganap. Okay, yung chronic hepatitis B sa Pilipinas. And in one global journal, one of our top gastros, our hepatologists did come out with that paper saying ang hepatitis B is more common in the working age group. Now, the working age group can also be parents, right? So, I'm sure for the parents out there, your obstetricians, when you're pregnant, di ba, tinatanong, nabakunahan ka ba ng hepatitis B? Or kinukuhanan ka ng hepatitis B screening? Di ba? Kasi, kung may hepatitis B ang nanay, pwede niya yan, yung infection if may hepatitis B infection ng nanay, pwede na yan i-transmit sa baby niya. You can also, get it from, alam mo, yung sinasabi niya, yung ang brother ko, very, very particular dyan no? Kasi we know about, he's also a doctor. Yung, di ba, yung nagpapamahilig tayo mag-manicure, pedicure, you get nips or, you wonder why. Nicks or the sharing of shaves. I mean, you can get hepatitis B from this, no? This virus. So what am I saying? Because they know that laganap ang chronic hepatitis B sa atin sa bansa. As early as, after having been born, the baby is given a hepatitis B vaccine. Tapos you need you need several doses in your lifetime. So usually yan, first 3, no? And then a booster. Yan, no? Technically, kasi you get about 5 shots as a child dahil nasa combination vaccine kasama yung hepatitis B. So as early as birth, we give the hepatitis B. Another one that's being given is your BCG. And then the other vaccines are 6 weeks and above. Ito na yung mga diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio, Hib. Okay, yung pneumococcal mo, yung conjugate mo, measles, mumps, rubella, ang dami, no? Hepatitis. O yan, okay, varicella, o yung chickenpox, no? Influenza. Tapos kung meron kang ibang kondisyon na nangangailangan ng pneumococcal polysaccharide ng 2 and above. Nag-lecture na ako dito, no? Ang dami pa. Tapos may HPV ka, di ba? Yung human papillomavirus vaccine mo, may meningococcal vaccine ka pa. Kung meron kang mga kondisyon that could, make you more at risk for having meningococcal disease. Like kunyari, wala kang spleen or may complement deficiency ka. So, these may seem like a lot to you, but these are very important. So you have to complete it. Now, siguro, Carol, i-share din natin yung sa government, no? Sa government, let's be glad. Okay, when you look at things, it should be half full. It shouldn't be half empty. So, our government, ever since years back, okay, we've been providing mga free vaccines for children. That includes your BCG, yung 5-in-1 mo, no? May oral polio, tapos merong DPT, Hib, okay, Hep B. Meron din yung measles, mumps, rubella. Okay, so sa first year of life, pag nabuo mo yan, then yan ang tinatawag na fully immunized child. However, wala kasing libre after 1 year. So it's up to us as caregivers, as parents, to make sure that our children are vaccinated. For adults nga, yung tetanus at diphtheria, 10 years yan. Kala nyo, na-tetanus shot na ako no? Yung TD na tinatawag, that's every 10 years. Right? So, you better check. May naging plantita kayo. No? Or if you get bit, no, they will look at your tetanus shots as well. For the pregnant, yung pertussis, yung Tdap, sinasabi din that's very important. Okay, that you also give it. So, nako Carol, hindi nga ako nag-slides. Nagdaldal naman ako. I'm sorry.
Pero okay lang, Doc. Kasi very, siya, dito, informative and everything, no? Lalo na po yung like sabi nga natin, yung importansya, lalo na sa mga bata, no? Kasi, alam natin na not everybody or hindi ganun. At least nga, ngayon po, meron ng mga centers talaga, aware na rin yung mga nanay, mga bagong nanay na dapat magbabakuna yung mga anak nila, no? Kaya yung nakakatuwa rin lang po na sabi nyo nga, meron libreng programa sa mga centers, no? Sa mga health centers. So, ang lang po talaga, Doc, di ba yung yung na lang ng mga magulang na i-avail yung libreng gamot na yon, no? Libreng bakuna para sa mga anak nila. So, importante pa rin na yung malawakang pagpapalaganap ng information na punta ka lang sa center, meron. At saka mostly ina-announce naman po talaga ng mga barangay, di ba? Pag dito sa amin, sa barangay namin dito, nadidinig ko kumisan, ina-announce may libreng bakuna ganito. So mga edad ganitong bata, punta lang sa center.
Carol, dati nga kinakatok mismo sa mga gate. Sinasabi, may mga bata pa ba dyan? May mga baby pa ba dyan? Ganyan.
Kaya at least nga ngayon po, no? Pero yun nga, sad to say din lang po, sabi nga, hindi naman kaya din lahat sagutin ng gobyerno sa dami ng population natin din. Parang ang hirap din po, no? Kaya mapalad yung may mga kakayahan na nakukumpleto, even the booster. So, pero maganda nga po itong episode natin kasi parang pagpapaalala na na importante talaga
Kailangan.
na bakuna tayo. At hindi lang mga bata, kundi pati adults, no? Pati mga
Oh, Ate
Get
Carol.
annual influenza, have your COVID vaccine, you know, if
Yes.
needed, you have your pneumococcal vaccine as well. Lalo na kung you're a little elderly, tapos meron kayong ibang sakit, no? Di ba? Let's say you're a diabetic, no? Or you're a kidney patient. Alam mo, bawal magkasakit. Goes a long way. Remember, vaccination is a form of primary prevention, no? Kasi bago ka man magkasakit, yan. O yan, tignan mo, from Jeff, I almost died when I was 6 because of German measles. I was bedridden for 3 months due to complications.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff, that must have been, yeah. Diba?
By the way, Dr. Jeff is one of our SORT coaches. SORT coach din po siya, and he's a pharmacist as well. Kaya siya rin yung isa sa masugid din namin na leader din po na talagang nagpupulis, lalo na sa mga nagse-self-medicate ng mga pasyente. Alam niyo naman tayo, di ba, Doc, sa sa kagustuhan nating makahanap ng lunas, tanong-tanong dyan, sunod gamit-gamit ng pero sabi nga namin, isa yun sa mga na-advocate namin, don't self-medicate. Kasi marami nagse-self-medicate talaga.
Go ask your friendly doctor, no? And kami as doctors, we also have questions ourselves. Okay? And ang aking laging sinasabi, as a doctor, we're dealing with lives. There is no arrogance involved. If we're unsure, we have our colleagues to ask. Kaya nagkakaroon kami ng discussion. No? Walang arrogance sa buhay. Kasi, di ba, you don't have the answer to everything. That's it. Di ba? And getting more opinions on the table for those who have had more experience than you, or who are more experts in the field, make you a better doctor. In a sense, you do best for your patient. Diba? Hindi na ikaw, it's not about you, it's about the patient that you're treating, that you're giving him the best treatment because inaral mo at tinanong mo kung honesty, this patient-doctor relationship, ang nangyayari kasi minsan, diba, people come to you already with so much knowledge. Kia, know it all. They read, blah, 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 ganyan, diba? So as a doctor, you don't turn them off, no? Pero it's different. Hindi ka tulad dati kung ano sinabi ng doktor, hook, line, and sinker, you're gonna diba, accept. Pero you have to remember, no, we are as human as you, and we are, we acknowledge the fact that we don't know anything. No? Despite the fact that we are experts, only God knows everything. So, yun. No? So make sure if you have questions even about vaccination, your diseases, you talk to your doctor, and talk to your doctor in a way that it's an honest discussion. Don't be scared to ask questions.
Sana, actually, Doc, talagang importante talaga yung nagbi-build ng relationship with the doctor.
Yes, sobra.
Kahit pang hindi naman kasi not all doctors naman talaga, hindi naman natin nilalahat na yung iba talagang ang hirap i-approach na doctor, yung iba talaga.
Oo naman. Alam ko naman yan, diba? Oo naman. Hindi ko sinasabi na all doctors, pero you can try. You can try. Sometimes kami natatawa kami, di ba? Kasi minsan may questions na, oy, that's a nice question. I never thought about that. No? Ganon. Ako siguro, it's age also. Age gives you that certain amount of confidence to be able to tell your patient that, hey, probably I don't have the answer to your question. Let me get back to you. No? If I do get the answer. It's age. When you're younger, it's like, oy, nakakadyahe, I don't know the answer. I'm not a good doctor because I can't give the answer. Psoriasis na lang for one. Diba, Carol, Coach Chris?
Ay, naku, Doc, talaga, when it comes to psoriasis, kailangan namin talaga yung yung may makakausap na na passionate din or may sabi nga, may compassion.
Lahat naman, di lang being doktor.
Mhm.
Sa bawat na ginagawa natin sa buhay, empathy.
Ayan, Doc, ang number one fan mo siguro, si Bing.
Si
Ayun nga,
Bing,
si Doc
kaibigan ko yan,
Timmy.
kaya ako nandito with you. Because she told me, Timmy, Doc Tim, we go a long way. We're passionate about vaccination.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. I may have a strict face, pero hindi naman ako mahirap i-approach. Tama si Bing.
Oo nga. So, actually si Doc Timmy, sabi niya, ay, wag niyo na akong pinupo. Ayaw nga magpatawag ng doctor eh. Gusto niya Timmy lang.
Kaya kung tinawag mo akong Dr. Fatima, probably we've never met. If you call me Dr. Timmy, it's very pediatric yung pangalan ko, di ba? May Timmy the Sheep.
Ay, dun ba galing yun, Doc?
Ewan ko, dito ko lang sa pasyente niya. Sabi niya, Doc Timmy, you have a cartoon. It's called Timmy the Sheep. Sabi ko, really? Timmy Euro nung araw. That's how where I got my name. Wow, too much information na to, Carol and Chris.
Ay.
My parents, there was this, in the 60s, there was this famous singer called Timmy Euro. Right? So my parents gave me that nickname na Timmy from Timmy Euro. Diba, Fatima, it's either Fat, Aray, diba? Or Timmy, sabuti na lang, Timmy yung nakuha nila.
Cute yung Timmy, Doc. Cute.
I think it's much more friendly, diba? You're much more friendly. That's why I like being called that way. And for my friends, they call me that way talaga, Timmy.
At saka po pag like for example kasi you're a pediatrician, talagang even yung mga kids, pag or mga babies pag pag nadinig yung name na parang napaka friendly and everything, talagang makukuha yung loob ng bata. So
They don't like me actually, Carol, until they're 2.5. Because I'm the one who gives injection, right? So they don't really like me. They cry when they see me. Just the mere mention of my name or the trip to the doctor's clinic. Talagang umiiyak na yan, no? Pero by the time they're 2.5, alam mo, nakakaaliw. No? I write a column for the Daily Inquirer. I actually spoke about 3 patients, pediatric patients, no, in my practice, who turned out to be malalaki na sila ngayon, no? Yung isang bata, 5 years old, sabi niya sa akin, Doc Timmy, if I give you a gift, you won't give me injection. He's a teenager now. He remembers that. Binabribe ako no? Kasi there's pain. Oo, yung isa naman, about 2 weeks ago, sabi niya sa akin, she's 6, no? She's one of 3 of my patients, pamilya yan. Okay, so, sabi niya sa akin, palagay ako ng bakuna. Alam mo, sabi nitong batang to, the vaccine is going to give me antibodies. She muttered it, so I couldn't hear it. So I said, can you run that one by me again? Sabi niya, repeat it please. Sabi niya, vaccines give you antibodies. Sabi ko, where did you hear that? Sabi niya, I heard it over YouTube. And then she gave me her arm. Nakakaaliw, di ba? Nakakaaliw. Di ba, 6 years old. Yun ang sinabi sa akin. You just have to explain. Eventually, they'll understand why you need to give them the vaccines.
Bagay, Doc, kasi nga pag yun nga, pag
talaga na, si Carol.
Yun lang, tag dito, nakikita ko rin kasi, I grew up with, kasi I have sa family din namin, may family of doctors din po. No? So, pag summer, summer job ako dun sa grandfather ko na doctor. So, pag nakikita ko pang mga bata, talagang pag nakita na nila yung injection and everything, talagang iiyak, na talagang traumatic talaga. Kaya talagang sabi nyo nga, pag babies day, pag nakita nga, even yung pamangking ko, pag nakakita lang ng nakaputi, sumisigaw na.
Alam mo,
kasi nila, matutusok sila.
Ay nako, Coach Chris and Carol, yung iba kasing magulang din, kami yung ginagawang bad cop. Ayan na si
Yes.
Doktora, dahil you're bad. You're,
Oo.
you're going to be given an injection. So the kids, are saying, I don't want to go to the doctor. So dapat na pang-bribe mo dyan, that's why I give, so that you'll be able to play. Because if you don't get the injection, you'll never be able to play with the other children because you're sick.
Kaya important like yung ng mga parents din talaga, Doc. Kasi kami, ako, Doc, 4 ang anak ko kasi, 4 na lalaki ang anak ko. So,
Ano sinasabi
kaya
mo, Chris?
talagang,
I will go to the doctor, you're gonna get injected.
yeah, hindi naman. So, hello dun sa aking doktora, sa aming PEDSA, si Doktora Linda Tan, dyan po sa, sa Linda Uy, si Doktora Susan, yan yung mga PEDSA po ng anak ko. Ang after ng injection nila, binibigyan lang ng mga stickers eh. Tuwan-tuwa na yung mga anak ko sa stickers. Kaya every time na nagpupunta kami sa bibigyan ba ako ng stickers saka ng lollipop ni Doktora? Oo, bibigyan ka. So magpapa-inject sila.
ako hindi, strict ako eh. Pag ganun ko, I just wait for the blood to stop, no? And then I'll say, so I remove it na. So ako wala akong stickers. Noong una muna yan, sabi ko, wala akong stickers. Tapos next, sabi niya, won't you give me lollipop? Sabi ko, no. Because if you don't brush your teeth afterwards, ganyan yung mga kanyang style yan. I understand where your pediatrician is coming from. Kasi that's our way of making the experience much more tolerable. By giving them, things to divert. Totoo, no? Stickers, minsan treats, diba? So, naintindihan ko yung pediatrician mo. Si Timmy lang naman yung strict na pediatrician eh. Na talaga
Ang dami kasi laruan. Ang daming laruan sa sa room kaya medyo sila, diverted talaga yung mga mata nila doon. Tapos bigla na lang magugulat sila. Tapos na-inject na.
That's true. Kaya nga ako naman kasi siguro dahil infectious disease ako, gusto ko Japanese yung itsura na clinic ko, di ba? Na nagka-pandemya, we couldn't put all our stuff inside, di ba? Kasi nga, di ba yung
bawal hawakan.
Bawal hawakan, oo.
Bawal hawakan.
Oo, I'm sure every pediatrician cleans his or her room and her toys and her bed. No, the doctors do that naman. So, alam mo, Chris, totoo yan. Sa pagiging pediatrician, you have to have a lot of techniques. Because
and creative, no? Dapat creative.
Creative, oo. So you have to have a pediatric brain. Kung hindi mo ma-enjoy. Diba? We'll never grow old ang mga pediatricians dahil we work with children and children are such a delight talaga. Kahit bratty minsan. Kahit bratty minsan. Cute pa din sila.
Oo nga, Doc. So, tag dito, kumbaga, sa immunization nga natin, sa yung mga bakuna and all, no, talagang mahirap mag-convince pa rin lalo na yung Doc, yung alam natin, not everybody naman yung sabihin natin na educated and everything, di ba?
Right.
So, yun, ano po ba talaga yung, ayun, siguro tanong natin yung any challenges po no na ng mga pediatricians or ng mga caregivers or na katulad ninyo na halimbawa yung parang i-convince kasi di ba po hindi naman natin mabibigay basta-basta yung vaccine kung hindi naman nagko-consent din yung magulang.
Yes. Oo. Carol, lang sarap mong magtanong. You're so real. They're so real, your questions are so real, they're so natural. I will have to tell you that there is a certain, very little na din naman, na vaccine hesitant. I mean, you've heard about vaccine hesitancy. Ibig sabihin, dinedelay or re-refuse yung bakuna for another time. Right? So it's a matter of explanation and it's a matter of trying to find out, no? Ano ba yung concern ng nanay or ng tatay? Okay? Kasi kung alam mo yung concern nila, maa-address mo and you will be able to give the answer to, take for example, I'll be very upfront. MMR and autism. There's no connection. Na-debunk na yan. Remember? Diba? MMR and autism caused so much anxiety. Sabi nila, alam naman ng autism, no? Our knowledge about autism has grown in the last couple of decades. Pero itong MMR was once linked to by this doctor, no, na-publish pa yan sa medical journal, nag-cause ng autism. So ngayon alam natin wala na. Okay, next, yung Dengvaxa issue. Diba? It was being milked for all it's worth. I'm talking about the elephant in the room. Diba? Kasi though it wasn't a perfect way of, probably we needed to have more information, but to say that, that we don't have any room for a dengue vaccine in the future, knowing that dengue is prevalent in our country, is, a thing that we have to study as a country. Kasi, diba, remember, we're still in the search for a good dengue vaccine, but we have to open up the fact that even DOH has said this. I read it in the papers a few months back, that our health priorities include, the ones that cause so much toll on our health resources. Not only that, kasi di ba pag nagka-dengue, pag madaming may dengue, overflow din ng mga ospital eh. Okay. Meron din tayong ibang mga sakit that would necessitate hospitalization. So as much as possible, just like COVID, you wanted to get protected. You didn't want people to be overwhelming the hospital capacity because there are more sick people needing care, Kung kaya ka sa bahay, kaya ka na sa bahay. Dapat ganun yung natin eh. Yung thinking natin, hindi yung kaya nga there's so much of education that needs to be done. We have to reserve our emergency beds for those who are very sick. If these can be handled on an outpatient basis, we encourage that. I remember the horror of 2020. Even if you had the money, even if you were stockholders, you couldn't get into a hospital because we were simply overwhelmed. Pero hindi lang naman tayo eh. Globally, ganun na naging problema.
Oo nga po.
So, nakakatuwa tayo, sanga-sanga. We're talking about a lot of health issues. But, diba, vaccination.
Pero din po, it really all boils down to being protected po eh. No? Yes. Kasi, like, sige, talking about experiences po, like, the past, yung COVID pandemic po, I had it twice, yung COVID. Yes. Pero, because I was fully vaccinated, or the first one is like, I also already have the flu vaccine, the pneumonia vaccine, then meron na yung yung first po natin, yung first two. Actually, sabi nga namin, effective ba 'yon? Kasi 'di ba, sabi nila pag Sinovac, parang mahinang klaseng vaccine 'yun eh. Kaso 'yun lang yung
Sinovac lang din ako eh.
Sinovac, 'di ba? Pero nung sinasabi ko nga po, sabi ko, I only had yung mga mild lang yung naging COVID ko. Yes. Kasi the only thing that the first time I lost was the sense of smell. Pero all the rest, wala po ako ng ibang symptoms, Not even that coughs meron, pero mabilis na wala, Kasi nung kinikwento ko doon sa teleconsulting po, sabi niya, the very reason that you had the mild symptoms is because you are vaccinated. I have the vaccine. So, ganoon din. Then, of course, nung second time around, ayun. So, sabi nga, nag-start na rin, nag-booster na. Kasi yung po yata is yung second time ko, yung Omicron naman. Yun yung mabilis ko, nung like January, I think yata yun, yung Omicron na yun. So, sabi, wala pang talagang nakapag first booster na ako noon. So, talagang sabi namin, talagang importante talaga yung mga yung pagpapabakuna, Talagang kasi sabi nga natin, Dok, 'di ba wala namang pinipili yung sakit kung kanino siya dadapo eh.
At saka isipin mo na lang kung meron ka, pwede kang manghawa ng iba. Paano kung yung ginawa mo, mahina ang
Yun nga
system?
eh.
Diba? Mostly, if you have one in the house, it spreads. Diba? Yun naman initially, diba? Kung nag-umpisa, it was mostly household transmission eh.
Opo.
So,
Kaya mahirap talaga, Doc, no? Kasi first time talagang hindi natin alam. Sabi nga namin, does it because of their, hindi natin alam kasi meron iba nagsasabi, bawal sa relihiyon nila. Meron iba talagang sinasabi ng mga, ayun, yung sabi nga natin, Doc, isang questions na nakita ko doon sa, ano yung myths and, myths and facts of vaccines.
Oo, yun. Una muna yung MMR. Yung MMR, yung causing autism. Yan yung pinaka-popular.
Ay, Doc, by the way, what is MMR pala?
Measles, mumps, at rubella.
Okay.
Yung rubella is the German measles, no? So usually this German measles, it affects older, in adolescents, ito yung mga arthritis, diba? It can have, most of the time, you get over it, no? But if you're pregnant and you get or contract German measles, it can cause, you to lose the baby or have deformities in the baby. Catarata, deafness, minsan sakit ng puso. Yan yung tinatawag na congenital rubella syndrome. So, in other countries, they have the child aborted when they know that the mother had German measles during pregnancy. Pero hindi yan. That's not the case in our country. Pero I just like to say, when you contract this, take for example yan, in pregnancy, that this could cause these complications to your child. It's what we call your congenital rubella syndrome.
Doc, may question ako, Doc. Kasi kanina napapag-usapan naman natin na merong mga may libre namang mga vaccines or bakuna ang gobyerno na binibigay sa atin. Meron po ba tayong exact or kahit estimated numbers na ilang percentage po ba ang hindi natin nabibigyan or ilang percentage ba ang hindi nag-a-avail nito? Meron po ba tayong ganong studies ngayon as existing?
Good question, Chris. I don't have the numbers, but I can tell you that the coverage, ibig sabihin, your targeted population, yung dapat mong pambakuna, we never reached 95% for measles. It was just hovering over the best efforts ng panahon ni na Javier. No, but we never reached 95%. And for you to have herd immunity, dapat 95% ang coverage mo. So that's the reason why we're ramping up our efforts with the nationwide campaign for the giving of measles, rubella, and the polio, yung bivalent oral polio. Kasi sinabi nga na our country, has been polio-free, but we are in danger of losing that certificate. Kasi nga napakababa ng mga nabibigyan ng bakuna. I think we were talking about this off cam, no? Ang Pilipinas is always in the news for something. No, in this case hindi na naman maganda yung naging status natin because we were one of 5 countries with 0 dose children UNICEF said that back in October. Ibig sabihin, yung mga bata never nabigyan ng polio vaccine. Kaya nga, in 2 government institutions and, even one institution that you're very much aware of, no? Meron kaming nakita ng kaso mga diphtheria, no? May tetanus pa din, o measles, umaakyat, yung varicella, o yung chickenpox. Tapos ano pa yung mga diseases na laganap sa atin, no? Though it's not vaccine preventable, it's vector-borne like your dengue, your leptospirosis. Nandyan pa yan. So patong-patong yan, no? Influenza-like illness, nandyan. So, talking all about these infectious diseases, parang ayaw mo nang lumabas ng bahay mo, no? But it's a reality. It's a reality na prevention is still the key in, being able to address these diseases.
So
Explain
talagang
din.
yung doc talagang prevention is, sabi niyo nga, prevention is the key talaga no. Kasi
That's true.
it's better to get protected than having it na talagang than no protection at all no. Kasi yun yung sinasabi natin even way back pa na, and even this one, 'di ba? Yung recent natin, yung last 2 years natin na talagang yung mga takot na mga magpabakuna. Sabi nga sa amin, it's better to be
Magpapakuna na.
protected than hindi ka wala kang protection, di ba? Kasi
komplikasyon na eh.
Opo.
Like ako, ko sa'yo, meron na 4-month-old pumunta, nagkumbulsyon, no? Meron siyang meningitis. Yung meningitis niya, preventable with a Hib vaccine. Mabibingi. Nagiging cerebral palsy na bata, no? Ano yung neurodevelopmental outcome niya? Wala na siyang potential to be what he could be because of something that was vaccine preventable. Diba? Or you lost somebody to tetanus or you lost somebody to rabies. Kaya nga ngayon, dapat ang mga dogs natin, you make sure that they're vaccinated. A lot of dogs that are freely roaming around, no? Kahit ang mga aso dapat mabakuna rabies.
Noong nakaraang episode namin, Doc, meron kaming episode about yung rabies, no?
Yes.
Na nakaraang episodes po namin. So, yun, meron din po, talaga po kailangan pabakunahan talaga. Lalo na po yung mga, sabi nyo nga po kanina, yung mga sakit na talagang preventable and 100% tayo na alam natin na kapag nakapagbakuna ka nito, mas less ang magiging impact sa'yo or mapaprevent mo na makuha itong mga sakit na to.
Yes, oo. Walang let's say for pneumococcal vaccination, no? Merong mga serotypes, no? Hindi madami, 100 serotypes yon, and we only have vaccines that contain a little of those serotypes. So pag ma-protekta ka sa isa, hindi ka ma-protect dun sa ibang other serotypes that are not included in your vaccine. So the chances of being infected with that is still there. No? So you have to really, sabi ko nga pag hindi mo na-experience, kala mo, hindi ko naman nakikita. Wala mo nakita ang measles eh. Tapos, diba, makikita mo na may nagka-measles, nagkaroon ng komplikasyon. Oh no.
Oo nga po. Katulad nga ng nangyari kanina kay Jeff na muntik na nga raw talaga siyang because of the German measles. Hello Jeff sa iyo at hello din po sa lahat po ng mga nanonood po sa atin ngayong gabi. So tayo po pa rin ay nandito sa ating Wellness Weekends Philippines. Hello po sa inyo. Gamitin lamang po ang ating official hashtag for tonight, WWP Immunization, World Immunization at WWP vaccines work. Ayan.
Yes, no? At saka don't forget to comment, no? At saka tawag nito, ayun. Nawala tuloy ako. Pero kasi nga napaka-interesting nitong ating
topic.
Dami
kasi, 'di ba? Sanga-sanga eh.
Sanga siya.
Sanga-sanga
dahil una nga sabi natin it's all about pediatric immunization, right. Pero hindi mo maitali lang talaga sa pediatric pero talagang sasanga siya sa adult and sabi nga much better kung sa elderly pa nga po di ba? Lalo na when it comes to pneumonia po, di ba talagang ang sinasabi is ang mas dapat dapat pneumonia vaccine are the elderly kasi sila once tinamaan na lang ng konting sipon ubo, na yun parang lalo na at a very late age talagang pupunta sa pneumonia, di ba? Lalo na pag hindi agad na agapan. So talagang when you say about immunization, it's not just for children, it is for everybody.
For everybody. Pero Karen, I'd also like to siguro I'll expound on yung sinasabi mong pneumonia vaccine. Kasi usually yun ang alam natin, it's pneumonia. No, yung pneumococcal vaccine na yan. No? So there are two types in the market. Yung conjugate, ibigay mo to dun sa younger, tapos yung polysaccharide sa older, no? Beyond 2 if needed. like what I said, we cannot cover all the types that will cause disease, but the ones that cause bad disease are there. So, Carol, it's actually, a pneumococcal disease vaccine. Ibig sabihin kasi, it cannot only prevent pneumonia, but invasive. Ibig sabihin invasive, meningitis, meningitis, or bad bacterial pneumonia. 'Di ba? Yan yung mga reasons why we give. You're right, no? Kasi pag matanda ka, yan ang nakatatak sa utak natin, no? Bad pneumonia. Now, that's why people try to say that it's a pneumonia vaccine when in fact, it's not only a pneumonia vaccine, but it also prevents, with regard to, it prevents other serious diseases like sepsis, like meningitis, no? Pag sinabing sepsis, kumakalat, no? Yung bacteria na tinatawag, or meningitis. Sa mga bata, recurrent yung otitis media, yung luga, no? Kaya ka nagbibigay ng pneumonia vaccine. Tapos pag merong mga heart disease sila, kidney disease, o merong cancer, they're more prone to getting this bad, okay, this bad form of diseases like yung pneumococcal disease mo. Kaya you want to give them before they're, less than 5 years old kasi they're very vulnerable to a lot of diseases.
So talagang Doc, yun nga, kanina din, kahit sa backstage, sabi nga, ngayon, pag newborn, di ba meron na sila agad yung baby book?
Yes.
Di ba doon sa baby book, sabi ko, dati naman wala kaming baby book eh.
Oo, wala tayong baby book.
Hindi nakikip-track hindi siya nakikip-track kung nakumpleto mo yung mga vaccines, Kaya swerte pa rin ngayon yung mga bata na pinapanganak ngayon kasi conscious na rin ng mga magulang na kasi parang even kahit I don't know, Doc, kung halimbawa sa mga maternity hospitals ng government, nagbibigay ba ng baby book ang hindi ko alam lang po kasi para at least yung meron, or sa health center kung may baby book din na binibigay.
Sa health center merong bakuna card. Sa health center may bakuna card. So nakasulat doon. Tayo dapat adults, meron din tayong adult book. Adult vaccine book. Kung may vaccine pass ka, check ka na, nabigyan na ako ng flu for this year. Diba? Meron akong comorbid, kailangan ko na pneumococcal. Di mag-check ka na ng sarili mo. Diba, wellness ang ating topic lagi.
Yes.
So that's one way to keep healthy. You want to live longer. Ayaw mo mandamay ng ibang tao. Kung may sakit ka, di ba? Kasi transmissible yan. Ikaw ba naman gusto mo? Nakaka-guilty, di ba? When it could have been prevented.
Oo nga, Doc. Lalo na yung yung nga simpleng ubos-sipon di ba? As much as possible. Ang dali nun makahawa isa lang meron sa bahay. Kakalat na yan sa buong household yung ubos-sipon lang.
Kaya nga isipin natin yung COVID na ito, anong natutunan, naging tayo. Natuto tayong vigilant, paghugas ng kamay, ng tama, paglagay ng mask, kung merong nararamdaman, pag-isolate, di ba? Parang na-carry na natin yan, pero ngayon minsan nakakalimutan pa din, di ba?
Yes, Doc. Ngayon medyo relax na naman ang mga tao, marami na ang hindi gumagamit ng face mask, Kaya at least sana hindi na tumaas, Kasi last week it was alert level 1, Yung sa Metro Manila nag-alert level 1 tayo. And there are also some areas in the Philippines na nag-level
alert level 2.
So talagang medyo daw po, meron na namang nakitang bagong variant na nandito na rin sa Pilipinas, somewhere in down south po, Kaya maging na rin tayo, vigilant na nga, sabi nga ni Doc Timmy na huwag kalimutan, na kumbaga kung protektahan ninyo yung sarili ninyo o kaya yung mga tao na sa paligid, Especially kung lalo kung may wala namang exemption, walang dapat na pinipili lang na gustong protektahan, pero dapat lahat nakakahalubilo is protected, And honestly, even yourself,
honestly, Carol, it shouldn't even be a point of of argument. Diba? It's not even a point of argument if you ask me. If you have something, put that mask that could be protective for you or for the person in front of you. Whether it be COVID or whether it be the flu virus. Diba? We shouldn't spend so much time about shouldn't we? Honestly, it's for my personal take, no? Ako, I still wear mine. Well, kasi nga healthcare worker ako, no? But nagpabakuna ako. I only got COVID, my first bout with COVID last December.
Oh.
So I guess because napabakuna ako at saka I was, I have to be. I have to walk my talk. I'm an infectious disease person. Pero tinamaan ako and it was a good thing. Okay, meron na tayong mga oral antivirals that help us get over it more quickly. And buti na lang I was vaccinated. I had my second booster already. And that helped quite a lot.
Actually, Doc, talagang nakatulong ng malaki, no? Lalo na kung yung sabi nga nakagraduate ka dun sa vaccines na yon. yung kumpleto ka hanggang sa second booster, no? Kaya talaga Anyway, kasi Doc, 'di ba libre naman nating nakuha eh.
Libre.
So, 'di ba?
Diba? Ano
Libre na, bakit ayaw pa? Kasi
libre
marami ko rin yan.
Carol, yung iba kasi kala nila infallible sila. Hindi ako tatamaan yan. Asymptomatic na wala kang symptoms. Pwede ka pang makahawak if you have the infection. But you don't manifest symptoms. You can still be the source.
Carrier.
Yes.
Oo.
Yeah, you can still be the source kasi asymptomatic ka but you diba? You've heard that eh. Wala naman po may sakit sa bahay namin eh. Diba? Yung pala asymptomatic siya na meron siya, may COVID siya, pero hindi siya nagmamanifest, yung tinatawag mong asymptomatic. They are still, infectious. They're potentially infectious. That's the reason nga, di ba, minsan, nag-wonder kung saan nakukuha. Pero, for the past couple of weeks, some of my colleagues, no, tinamaan din ng COVID, no? And we were saying talagang kasi nga na-relax ang travel, na-relax ang restrictions. So ako pakiusap ko lang, wash your hands, put that mask on if you feel we should not even make this as a thing we're going to argue about because you yourself have experienced how it is to be protected in the past 2 years when you observe minimum health standards to keep yourself from getting infected.
Doc, kasi pag huwag na nating hintayin na bumalik dun sa dati na talagang hindi tayo makakalabas ng bahay, no? Para sabi namin,
wow, kinakabahan, no?
We cannot afford that, yung ganyang klaseng ulit na incident or na mangyari ulit, no? Kasi sabi nga namin, like for us, no, I work in the government, sabi nga, parang paano pa lang tayo hindi pa nga tayo nakaka-recover, tapos babalik tayo, no? Wag nating pabalikin sa dati, no? Kaya, ang hirap talaga.
Magpabakuna na, kung wala pa, magpabakuna please.
Ayun, so, yan na yung parang
magpabakuna na, libre ang bakuna.
Libre ang bakuna na.
Saka mas pinadali. Di ba, Doc, mas pinadali pa nga ngayon kasi malamig na yung mga pinag-bakuna station, natin, hindi na sa hospital mismo nasa nasa mall na. So pag after nyo maglakwatsa, magpabakuna.
Actually,
kulang ng bakuna, mag-catch up na, please go to your pediatrician or you bring them to the local government unit for the free vaccines that are available. Now, kung dumaan man ang mga Department of Health sa inyong mga bahay, huwag kayong magulat kasi nga nitong May measles, rubella, tsaka OPV campaign. So be part of the solution, not the problem. Have yourself vaccinated. And your children.
Yan po ang mensahe ni Doc Timmy, no, sa ating lahat. Mapabata, mapamatanda, no? Talagang walang pinipili ang sakit. So talagang kinakailangan natin to be protected, no? Like nasabi nga ni Doc Timmy, wag kayong mabahala kung may kakatok. Pero syempre, tingnan niyo muna kung may ID nga talaga ng DOH, no?
Oo nga pala. Sorry, oo nga pala.
Oo, baka mamaya, di ba, hindi natin alam kung sino yung mga kumakatok. Kasi be vigilant din po, no?
Kaya
Kasi
be vigilant. Tama ka
be
dyan.
vigilant. Kasi kung minsan
Usually
yung iba
naman kilala niyo yung ano kilala nila yung kami kilala namin yung mga health workers sa sa barangay kasi mismo taga-barangay yan kasama ng mga taga-barangay tanod nyo at barangay captain nyo. Kadalasan pa kasama yung mga kagawad at mga kasama dyan na mga tambay sa barangay. Kaya yun, unang-una talagang alamin nyo kung talagang taga-barangay nyo yung pumupunta sa ating mga lugar.
Saka kung may tanong kayo, kunyari, you're worried, yung ganon, ask. Just ask. Don't ever think that you cannot ask questions, no? Ask. Magtanong sa tama. Wag yung misinformation at disinformation, that's a pandemic in itself.
Oo, tama ka, Doc.
Misinformation kasi, yun ang intindi mo, tapos yun yung tinranslate mo or yung tinransmit mo mali. Kasi mali yung intindi mo. Yung disinformation is much worse kasi mali. I mean, deliberately kang mali yung sinasabi mo. Like, revising history na yun naman talaga, diba? I mean, talagang disinformation is also something that you have to be very vigilant about. So, if you're unsure, you better ask those who know better. No? Like kami, kahit a doctor kami, we ask our own doctors. Okay, I mean, we ask other doctors. If I'm a doctor, I won't pretend to be a lawyer, right? Because that's not my expertise. And like what I was saying, there is no arrogance in our field because we're dealing with lives. So, don't pretend to be something that you're not, especially if the information that you say, mahirap sinabi po ng ganyan. Or, you didn't bother look into the credibility or ano ba yung references nung taong nagsasalita, ano bang specialty niya. No, may kakayanan ba siya na magsabi ng ganito? 'Di ba? Ano ba yung basihan niya? No, we might not have all the answers, but we can ask who to talk to so that you will be given the right information. Just like psoriasis. Even if I have psoriasis, I will go to a doctor who knows better. No, because that's not my area of expertise. I will not even give medication to a colleague having psoriasis. Because what might work for me might not work for him or her. And I am not the expert. So I will tell that person, please go to the expert to be able to handle your problem better. Ganun po.
Ayan. No? So, thank you so much, Doc. And, wow, hindi natin napansin, Doc. We're over an hour na sa ating topic.
Gosh.
Oo, talaga.
This was fun. Because you and Chris just made it so...
Yes, Doc. Kaya dapat may part 2 to.
Sige. Basta...
Mag-schedule tayo ng part 2.
Kung ano pang mga katanungan siguro na you might be able to get some questions coming from your group, right? Or
yes, Doc. Especially those yung yung magre-review or yung late na manunood nitong ating segment kasi syempre sabi nga natin yung mga immunization and everything, no? Especially those with kids, no? Kasi nga sabi nga natin, Doc, 'di ba? Start early, no? Para wala yung sabi nga nasa huli lagi ang pagsisisi, 'di ba? Sabi nga ninyo na sana pala nagpabakuna ako. Kailan pa? Kasi dapat noon pa, 'di ba? So, yun ang natin. It's more on Walang huli.
Catch up.
Kakayanin pa. Catch up. Yan. Sabi nga ni Doc, no? Kailan nga? Doc, is that for the whole month of May o may certain period lang?
The catch up kasi there are other vaccines that are not for free, no? Itong supplemental, yung supplemental immunization campaign nationwide. So measles, rubella, OPV for children less than 5 years of age. So, ang aim is to immunize 95% of children less than 5 years old, right? From 9 to 5 years old, less than 5, for measles and rubella. And for the bivalent polio, it's from 0 to 59 months of age. Okay, so yun ang yun ang focus natin kasi madami tayong na-accumulate na mga batang hindi na bakunahan. So kailangan natin bakunahan na sila para there will be no chance of having another measles outbreak which we cannot afford on top of the situation that we have now.
Yes, Doc. So, ayan na, sabi nga, ayan, may mga, for this month of May, meron tayong campaign on catch up, no? The big catch up, no, na magpa-vaccine tayo, especially sa mga bata po, no? Kaya natin, wag magdalawang isip, no, na pag halimbawa may kumatok sa inyo at alam niyo ang mga anak niyo at the age of may mga sinabi ni Doc na
na
age
supplemental pa naman,
mga supplemental vaccines, no? So, kailangan avail ninyo siya, no?
Ay, Carol, if I may, yung
Yes,
mga ibang catch-up na wala dun sa centers nyo, go and ask your pediatrician. So, kung kulang pa yung mga bakuna nila, ma-catch up na. Yun. Ika-catch up natin. Kunyari,
Doc,
sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry
yes,
po. May bigla akong pumasok lang sa ano ko. Kung halimbawa, Doc, sabi niya, kung kulang pa, pabakunahan na kung ano po yung kailangan niya. How about you, Doc, yung halimbawa, hindi niya alam na napabakunahan na siya noon tapos babakunahan pa ulit siya. Meron bang magiging problema pag ganun, Doc?
Okay lang, there's no such thing as overdose.
Yan, salamat po, Doc.
There's no such thing as overdose. Like say yung PCV, yung pneumococcal conjugate vaccine. So, in the first year of life, 3 doses. So, kunyari, 1 year and a half na siya, hindi niya nakompleto yung 3, you need to catch up, okay, with the needed vaccine. Age appropriate yan. So, never siya nabigyan at 1, he would be needing 2 doses. So, it's your pediatrician who will be computing for you. Now, if you don't remember or you don't have the baby book, don't worry. There is no such thing as an overdose for the vaccines.
Yan.
So, ask. That's the key message. Ask. It's best to ask rather than keep yourself in the dark or look at references which may not be accurate. Okay? So, yun po.
Wala tayong pinopromote pero huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong. Ha?
Oo.
Pwede po kayong magtanong sa inyong mga... Huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong. Kung meron po kayong kailangan alamin sa inyong mga clinics, sa ating mga centers po, yung ating mga public centers, huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong kung mayroong bakuna na libre na para sa inyong mga anak. Yan, lagi nating pinapaalala, pwede po kayong magpabakuna.
Actually, meron, di ba, may shinare sa atin si Doc na infographic. Siguro, what we can do with that is, pwede natin siguro siyang i-post sa ating Facebook siguro, no, para as information, especially dito sa Wellness Weekends Philippines din natin. Ayan, ito yung sample. Meron yan in English and Tagalog. So, ito nakikita ninyo, mga parang frequently asked questions about bakuna, no? So,
hatid yan mula sa puso ng aming grupo, ang Pediatric Infectious Disease Society of the Philippines. Yan yung aming logo. So, may English at Tagalog version yan. Feel free to share it. No? Feel free to share it with anyone and everyone. Okay?
Ayan, yung mga most frequently asked questions for sure yan. No? Para, kasi Doc, di ba yung mga ibang sabi, pag may lagnat ba, hindi pwedeng bakunahan, something like that. O pag may sipon ubo, kaya yung iba, di ba, nagiging, just sabi nyo nga na, pinoprolong yung o kaya parang iniiwasan yung mapabakuna. Sabi, ay, kasi may sipon ubo yung bata, kaya hindi siya pwede, di ba? Parang gano'n.
Kaya kailangan mo magtanong, magpa-assess sa doktor, di ba?
Oo.
Alam mo, tsaka I have to admit, pain is also something you don't want to experience. Madaming adults na takot sa bakuna. Ikaw, Chris, di ka takot sa bakuna?
Dati takot, pero mas takot ako sa COVID.
Oh, yan. Yan ang magaling. Yan ang magaling kong poster boy na nagsasalita, di ba? Yung kapatid kong doktor at 50 years old, inabol ko pa sa sala para bigyan ng flu vaccine. At sabi ng aking nanay, ay, naku, pwede ba ang tanda-tanda no, mahiya ka. Papatayin ako ng kapatid ko. Baka makita niya tong presentation na to. But I did write about him in a magazine when I said that I had to run after my 50-year-old brother who is a doctor just to give the influenza vaccine. Because, kaya ngayon, nahihiya na siya sa akin. He sits still. Pero before, talagang hinabol ko around the sala para lang magbigay ko.
Actually, Doc, diba talagang may mga adults talaga na talagang hindi siguro nila na-outgrow yung takot nila sa injection. Actually, it's not the bakuna. It's more on the injection itself.
Because it's the pain.
Yung karayom.
The reason,
karayom.
You think it's not, you think it's just yung, sabihin natin, no, wala yan. It's one of the main reasons then. Bakit ayaw magpabakuna? It's the pain. Okay, meron naman talagang bakuna mas mabigat kesa sa iba.
Ay, Doc.
Diba? Alam mo yan, Carol.
Parang okay lang. Tapos after ilang hours, bumibigat na siya.
Exactly. So,
ay, naalala ko, Doc, yung kwento ng kapatid ko.
Oo.
Sabi niya, kung pwede daw tanggalin yung ulo sa balikat niya sa sobrang sakit ng ng side effect ng bakuna.
Pero tingnan mo yung I had that as well. The very first time I had the COVID vaccine, I was down for 2 days.
Ganun, Doc. Kaya sabi ko, fertihan lang talaga, Doc. Fertihan lang talaga. Kasi ako talagang, I never had that experience na yung ganung side effect ng bakuna ng COVID.
So then, ikaw, Chris, meron ka?
Wala din po akong ganun na, na side effect. Yung masakit ulo, wala po Parang parang kagat lang ng lamok.
Ang sinasabi ko na lang, probably my immune response was so robust.
Yun nga sabi nila, di ba? If you feel the side effect, it means the vaccine is working. Yun ang sabi nila.
Well, not really. It's that's not what do you call that? That's not a 1:1. That's not a 1:1. What is important is that your body is stimulated to produce the needed antibodies that will defend you against the natural disease. Yun yung how the vaccine works.
Okay, ay mag-overtime na tayo, Doc. Ang ganda ng usapan natin.
Overtime na. Okay, yes.
Okay, so
9:30 na. Time check, 9:28.
So for those who who tuned in and those who are going to watch, so we would want to hear your feedback so we can keep improving our content. No? Please fill this quick survey and let us know your thoughts. Your answers will be anonymous po. No? So ito po yung link naka-provide dito. Paki-fill up na lang po yung form natin para at least we would know how to improve. At saka kung most likely, ano pang topics ang pwede nating maging point of discussion for the Weekend Wellness Philippines. Yan. Kasi syempre, Doc, di ba, sa sobrang lawak ng when it comes to wellness, talagang maraming pwedeng pag-usapan. So it would really help us find some topics and the right resource persons para mas maganda yung usapan. Like this one, yung immunization. Hindi namin na-imagine na ganito ka-interesting yung topic. And of course, having you as our RP for this, it's really something, The expert is here. So thank you so much, Doc,
I should thank you because you made it possible for me to champion something that's very dear to my heart, which is immunization. And being a pediatrician, like ko sinasabi sa mga magulang, tignan nyo, ayoko kayo nakikita ng hindi per month or every month. no? Because every month is a child visit. I don't like to see you in between, because when I see you in between, that means your child is sick. And I'd like to tell you, okay, that's the reason why the parents bring their children. Bring their children because they see, okay, what are the benefits of having their children vaccinated. So, kung ito mag-entail ng cost, ito lang sasabihin ko. Kung gusto nating gawin, madaming paraan. Second, my patients are also working parents. They save up for it. Because ang sinasabi ko dyan, kung nakakabili kang mahal na cellphone, ano ba naman ang magpapakuna? Ang cellphone ko hindi mahal. Alright? But what I'm saying, you know the cost of gadgets? Iwa 1:1 mo yan sa life-saving bakuna. I don't have to say anymore, or I don't need to argue or debate the issue, if it is an issue even. No? Because that's how important vaccination is. You get vaccinated, you save you save yourself, you save others from getting infected as well.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Chris and Carol, thank you very much. You know, it's been thank you to Bingson Sona for inviting me as well. I hope I was able to impart a little bit of, my knowledge on vaccination and how it will mean to you now after having had this conversation.
Ayan. So we would like hindi na tayo matapos ng pagte-thank you kay Doc. Pero sabi nga, siguro this deserves a part 2. So we'll siguro in the next few months, baka magkaroon tayo ng part 2. So, and of course, this is the time to thank as well, our viewers, Thank you so much for tuning in. And pasensya na, hindi na kami nakabasa ng mga comments ninyo. So, sobrang interesting ng ating topic. Pero meron tayong mga regular viewers. We just want to say hello to them. Like, for example, si Jeff, si Hazel. We also have Ray Peralta. And we also had, I think I saw here Virgie. And of course, ang ating si Bing, talagang every episode she's here, even during the season 1 pa, nandito na sa atin si Bing kasama natin. And of course, it's about time. Sige, Chris.
Batiin ko rin si Michael, si Michael Mundo ng Malabon chapter ng Psoriasis Philippines. Nandiyan siya nanonood din. And also dun sa ating 850 na viewers as of now, 9:33. Nakatutok pa rin kahit na medyo nag-overtime na tayo. So, hello po sa inyong lahat.
Yes, Then we also have here Francia Nacion, nag-hello siya. Good evening sa lahat. Then we also have, nasa YouTube siya, Triple B. As in Triple B. Triple B talaga
hindi natin kilala kung sino.
Hindi namin siya kilala. Pero salamat po sa inyong panonood. And of course, ayan, we also have Maricel De Castro. Nakalimutan na nila ilagay yung kanilang from where they come from, Usually, Doc, sinasabi nila kung anong chapter sila or anong lugar sila nanonood and everything. So, nakalimutan na nila. Pero maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. And of course, Chris, it's time to say thank you to our sponsor.
Yes, thank you to our sponsor, Novartis. You can also check our updates for all the WWP 2.0 on our new FB page, Wellness Weekends Philippines, and our official Facebook fan page, Psoriasis Philippines. Don't forget to follow and share our episode tonight. At sa mga susunod pang mga manonood po, you can also check our YouTube channel. Simply search PsorPhil channel. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we upload new episodes. So, napakadami ng videos dyan sa aming YouTube. Siguro, pag yan natapos nyo, pwede na kayong tanungin din sa mga questions about medical. Pero syempre, tanungin nyo yung mga doctors nyo, di ba?
Yeah. Sabi nga ni Dr. Lee, Huwag mahiyang magtanong sa mga
Huwag
expert.
mahiyang magtanong. Yan, sa mga expert. And expert po natin ngayong gabi, ang ating kabalat. No,
Yes,
ayan,
kabalat.
official, ang
Yes,
ating kabalat, si Dr.
Yes.
Fatima Gimenez.
Or Doc Timmy, no? Sabi niya, pag Dr. Fatima daw ay hindi tayo magkakilala. You're just an
Timmy.
acquaintance. Eh dahil siya ay ating
Doc
kabalat,
Timmy.
so Doc Timmy. Yan, no? Thank you so much, Doc Timmy.
Thank you.
And of course, sana po hindi dumami ang inyong psoriasis, no? Dahil sa stress. And thank you so much. And of course, we would want to invite our tech team. So, direct, pasok ka na. So, say hello and goodbye, kumbaga. Ayan, no? So, thank you so much, everybody. And see you next week for our 42nd episode. Ayan.
Salamat.
Bye!
Stay safe.